Mistral has long been one of the most underrated companies in AI, especially compared to the big dogs like OpenAI and Anthropic, which have been clearly leading in the field. Mistral has had some advantages with their open source or near open source models, but even those didn't quite come to the same level as the OpenAI models or the Claude models. That has changed recently with some new models coming from Mistral that actually beat some of the leading models in various test cases like math and reasoning and so forth. But on this channel, we focus on AI for creative writing, and so we want to see, does this model actually write well? So let's find out. So the new models in question are, first of all, Mistral Large, which is a huge upgrade on their previous Mistral model. This has a lot of additional capabilities like being able to look at charts and graphs and images and understand what's going on in those images. It also has a 128K context window, which is large enough for most of the needs that you are going to have. And it's 124 billion parameters. It also mentions that it was built on top of Mistral Large 2, which is their flagship model for text and that sort of thing. And it mentions here also that Mistral Large 2 got an update, so it's an improved version of Mistral Large 2. If we go to a place like OpenRouter, if you want to use this through the API, you can actually find that updated Mistral Large 2 is here. It's the Mistral Large 2411. You can also find the new Mistral model inside of OpenRouter at Mistral Large 2411. And these are the most up-to-date versions of the Mistral models. While we're here in OpenRouter, you can also take a look at the pricing. So the pricing for both the Mistral and the new Mistral Large is $2 per million tokens of input and $6 per million tokens of output. By comparison, if we go look at my default favorite model for most things, which is Claude 3.5 Sonnet, if we look at that one has $3 for a million tokens of input and $15 for a million tokens of output. So by comparison, the Mistral models are significantly cheaper. And I'm not even saying that Claude is that expensive. It's not. It's a standard price for a lot of these large models. But I'm just showing you that Mistral is actually quite a bit cheaper, more than half of what you would pay for outputs in Claude. So let's actually go through and run some prompts through that. Now we could do that here in OpenRouter to compare things, but I would actually like to direct your attention to LeChat, which is Mistral's version of their own ChatGPT. There are some drawbacks to using LeChat. You can't have the same level of fine-tuning and control over things like your temperature and all of that, but it is a nice clean interface that allows you to do a lot of things just like ChatGPT or Claude Pro. It also has a canvas feature like ChatGPT, a web search feature, and an image generation feature, so you can generate images in here as well. And did I mention that it's actually free, at least for now? There's also the option here to add PDFs or images, as this new LeChat does use the Mistral model, so you can analyze images and stuff like that. But we're more interested in, does this new update make it any better at writing, and is it good at writing? So let's start with some of my standard prompts. We'll start with a standard logline prompt to see if it can generate decent story starting ideas. So we have, in a world where magic hides in plain sight, a reclusive librarian must decipher an ancient prophecy to stop a vengeful sorcerer from turning all books into deadly curses. And actually, looking at some of these ideas, some of them are actually pretty good. I like this one right here. In a city where dreams become reality, an insomniac detective must navigate the dreams of a comatose witness to catch a serial killer who feeds on nightmares. I like the idea of an insomniac being a protagonist in a world where dreams become reality. So I thought that was pretty clever. Now, in general, I don't see a lot of differences between models for brainstorming prompts like this one. But if we were to take this idea here and generate an outline with it, what would that look like? So I'm going to take this idea that I liked and include it as a concept in a different prompt. We'll come and do a different prompt here. This is a lengthy prompt that includes a very large outlining template that I'm going to use. And we're including that concept here for it to run with. So let's see how well it does with outlining. All right, so it's giving me a detailed outline here. It's done a good job, but in general, I don't get huge, amazing results out of this prompt because it's trying to generate an entire outline at once. And AI is just not really good at understanding what makes a good story on a broad scale. And so it did about as well as I expected, but not particularly groundbreaking here so far. But I am impressed with the way it tried to pay attention to detail, from everything everything that I mentioned in my outlining template. It adds all of these things that I ask it to talk about, including an opening image, tone, conflict level, thematic link, all of that. And it goes and it does that for the entire outline here. Now, the real question is, can it write prose? And so I have a really lengthy prompt here that is actually derived from Novel Crafter. I just created the prompt in Novel Crafter, and it includes like examples of my writing and details on style, how to write and things, as well as instructions on what it should write next. So I've used this prompt in many other use cases with other models, and so I want to see how this compares to those models. And just looking through what it gave me, it's not bad, but it's certainly not perfect. It's definitely a rung below Claude 3.5 Sonnet or the newest version of GPT-4o that had creative writing improvements. It does have a couple of AI-isms in here. And if you look at this opening paragraph, you'll see it's just a little bit like over dramatic and not the strongest writing. Mina turned away from the alley, her cloak sweeping behind her as she moved swiftly through the labyrinthian streets. There's an AI-ism right there. The first light of dawn threatened to break, casting long dancing shadows that played tricks on the eyes. She knew she could hasten home, but an unsettling sensation prickled at the back of her neck, a primal instinct honed by her new existence. So all of this sounds just a little bit over the top dramatic and flourishing with its words. So on the whole, not bad, but certainly could be improved. However, one of the reasons why we use models like Mistral is not so much for the actual quality of the writing, but because it can do things that ChatGPT or Claude do not do, including things like not safe for work content. And I can confirm through other tests that I've run that it does do not safe for work content. For some reason, it wouldn't do that inside of its own chat, so I had to do it through the API in OpenRouter. But if you're using a tool like Novel Crafter or Raptorite, then you should be able to just pull this tool in and use it for those not safe for work scenes that you have. And I will also say that the quality of the prose is pretty good. It's still not at that level of Claude or ChatGPT, but Claude and ChatGPT won't write not safe for work content. And so you're better off using a tool like Mistral to do that work. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and test a couple of other prompts here. We'll go ahead and test a standard ad headline prompt. I don't usually expect a whole lot from this because AI by itself without a whole lot of guidance is not great at copywriting, but I do ask it for 20 Facebook ad headlines to sell a book about food addiction. And here it's giving us some emojis in some cases, so that's interesting. First, we have from cravings to freedom, my food addiction journey. Nope, that's not great at all. How I broke up with junk food and found life. That's a little bit better. It also gave me this like subtitle to the headline, which I kind of like. So my general analysis of this is that there are a couple of hidden gems in there, but most of them are not good. That's the same that I've come to expect from ChatGPT or Claude. I don't see it as really being any better or worse than either of those. Now I'm going to ask it to write an email announcing a new release for a book. And it actually wrote a pretty decent email here. Some of the language is a little bit AI-ish, but I could easily edit that out. And it really broke up the email nicely. It had like some space for some unique selling points. It gave me places where I could fill in the blank, which is useful. Overall, I think this is actually a pretty decent job. Even gave me a couple of relevant PSs, which is great. Okay, last but not least, we are going to test the context window of this model because it supposedly has 128K context window. And this prompt has something like 16,000 words in it, which is well within that context window, but we also want to see how well it listens to everything. This is a prompt for a large article that would hopefully be, I ask for 4,000 words. What I'm really gearing for is about 2,000 words. So we're going to run this prompt and see how well it does. All right. And it did write the article here. It ended up being about 1,000 words, which is 1,000 words shorter than I wanted it to be. So that's easily remedied by just taking this in chunks and going one chunk at a time. I'm hoping for something that will allow it to do a lot more in one go, but it doesn't look like you can get much more than 1,000 words out of these models. Most models, it's difficult to get more than 1,000 words, although it does happen from time to time. But I did actually like the quality of the prose here. I thought this opening is actually one of the better introductions I've seen from this prompt in other models. It starts with Helen of Troy, a figure from Greek mythology is renowned for her beauty, which sparked the Trojan War. Very straight and to the point. I like that. This article delves into her etymology, historical origins, family personality, the myths surrounding her cult, and her depictions in art, literature, and popular culture. Very direct, very to the point. You don't really need introductions for informational articles like this that do more than that. So I like that. So for informational nonfiction like this, I actually think that the quality of the prose is better than I've seen from other models. So that is really handy. And so what's the bottom line with these new Mistral models? On the surface, I'd say they're about equal to, if not slightly below, the quality that you can get from a GPT model, especially the most recent creative writing update for GPT models and Claude models as well. I will say, if it weren't for the recent update to GPT's new creative writing feature, this would be better than most GPT models that I've seen. The quality of the writing is there. But I wouldn't say it's quite at the level of Claude or the new GPT model with the creative writing improvements. That said, it does do not safe for work content, so if you want to do something like that, you can. And that's one of the big things that makes Mistral really effective. Also, if you're using Mistral through the API, which you will probably be wanting to do, it's a lot cheaper than any of the other models, the flagship models out there, meaning that you can get to a very similar level of quality for, about half the price. So that is also very useful as well. And while it's certainly not going to blow anybody's mind, it does do a lot of cool things. And adding in that additional features of being able to understand images and all of that, it just makes it a much more useful tool to have at your disposal. Now, you've heard me mention the creative writing update to ChatGPT a couple of times. I did a whole live stream about that recently that you should definitely go check out if you want to know more about how that model measures up with a lot of these same prompts. So go check that video out, and I will see you in the next one.